How I help him scale his e-commerce brand to 100K a month in 4 months. This is Mats. A few months ago, he was working a full-time agency job in Denmark, raising 2 kids and renovating a house at the same time. He had no spare time and no spare cash. We helped him launch his own e-commerce brand and he just crossed 100K in a single month. Right now, he's on track to $250,000 this month, and he's stacking $10,000 a day back to back, and he quit his job to go all in on his business. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what we did with Matt step by step, 7 lessons that you can steal for your own business. Because here's the thing, the difference between Matt's and people stuck at zero is not talent or luck, it's a system. If you appreciate this type of content, hit that like button and let's jump right into it. So now running an e-commerce business doing like what, 100K a month?
Well, we actually already crossed 100K for April, so we're probably doing 250 this month or something. And now that's like the product that I'm now scaling into. I have today is going to be the 5th consecutive 10K day.
Let's go.
I got headhunted into a new agency with better pay, more flexibility. I took that role, and now this month I actually just fully quit that role, and now I'm going full time on e-commerce. So yeah.
Nice. All right, lesson number 1 is that he committed before he had any proof that this would work. When Mats came to us, he had a mortgage, he had a car loan, he had a massive renovation project, and no spare cash lying around. Most people stop right there and say the timing is not right.
And so after the call with Johan, I just called my bank advisor and I said, like, I really want to do this. Is there some way that we can make this work? And he literally just said, yeah, we just open up a credit line for you at the bank, and you can just use that money to like fund the whole thing. So I got a credit line open at the bank, which obviously meant that I was also risking taking up just more debt on top of a mortgage, on top of a renovation project, and we also have a car loan. So it was kind of like, but I think it was a good thing, right? Because it's essentially you either make it work or you just put your family into a more situation, and that's not a very interesting option. So there was really only one option. Um, and yeah, like that's when I pulled the trigger on it. I was like, okay, I can use the bank's money to just start this whole thing up. So that's what I did.
Now, I'm not telling you to go and take on the debt. That's a personal decision. What I want you to see is that what commitment does to your behavior. When there is no plan B, you stop treating your business like a hobby and you show up completely different. Almost every successful student I've worked with had this exact moment when they burned the boats. So ask yourself, how would you operate if quitting was not an option? Lesson number 2, he found time that doesn't exist. Next lesson, he found time that most people say doesn't exist. He had a full-time job, 2 kids, and a house being renovated around him. If anybody had an excuse not to start, it was this guy. Listen to what his actual schedule looked like.
And certainly when the kids came home from institutions, daycare, kindergarten, and stuff like that, it's not exactly easy to sneak away and start working without also putting a lot of pressure on my girlfriend. But I will say that I have a very supportive partner as well. And she has also been like, she knew that I wanted to do this, and that I wanted to commit myself very much to it. So she was also always, if you want to just go away for the evening and just spend 4 hours on doing this shit, then like go ahead and do it. And then yeah, like just dedicating your weekends, try to get up before everyone else in the house, put in 2 hours here, put in 2 hours there. Like whenever you can sneak it in, try and sneak it in. I would say, I think if I can make it work, then anyone can make it work. Because I was working basically a full-time job. I have 2 kids, and we're renovating a massive house at the same time. So if I can find the time, anyone can find the time.
He put in 2 hours before the family woke up, 2 hours after kids went to sleep, and whatever he could grab on weekends. That's a schedule that's built on a 6-figure a month brand. You need 2 focused hours and a clear plan for exactly what to do inside of those 2 hours, so you're executing instead of just sitting there wondering what to work on. Lesson number 3, he only sold validated products. Lesson number 3, he never gambled on random products. This is where most beginners kill their ad account. They fall in love with some product that nobody's buying and they burn their whole budget trying to convince the market to want it. Mats did the opposite. Every single product he tested was already selling for someone else.
But it was nice to see. I'd say like it was very, very like motivating to actually have sales on the first product, but I think that it also speaks quite well to the sort of effort that you put in to stuff when you're doing things through the BBA program in general, because it just seems like everything you're doing is like it's validated, the product is validated, someone else is selling it. You're literally just trying to take a piece of the pie and putting a lot of effort into it. So I think that a lot of people will probably find that they get sales in some way. It might not be like a winning product, right? But still, and like just getting that first sale is so motivating to keep going.
In e-commerce, you are not in the invention business. You're in the market share business. Find proof of demand first, competitors scaling their ads and reviews piling up, and then enter with a better angle and better execution. That's exactly what we help him to do, and this is why his first product got sales. It wasn't because he's a genius, it's because the market has already voted. Lesson number 4, when the product broke, he kept the angle. Alright, next lesson, and honestly this one is my favorite because this is where 99% of people would just quit. His winning product had a serious problem. It literally didn't do what he thought it did. And on top of that, he already sold 500 units of it.
Which is that I found out from my supplier after I'd been talking about the product with a few customers after they had received the product. I found out that the product actually didn't do what I thought it did.
So think about what actually happened there. He doubled the price and his conversion rate went up by 50%. This is what we help him to dial in, the offer. The real asset is the angle, the problem that you solve, the audience that you're speaking to, and the message that's already proven to convert. When your angle is validated, you can swap the product, raise the price, upgrade the offer, and the machine keeps running. Most beginners get married to their product, get married to your angle instead. Now, quick break. If you want me and my team to personally help you find your winning angle and build it out the same way we did with Matt's, the link is down in the description and the pinned comment below. So, alright, back to it. Lesson number 5, he stopped running only bottom of funnel ads. Next lesson, he stopped running only bottom of funnel ads. And this is the difference between an ad that dies after $1,000 of spend and an ad that can spend $60,000 profitably.
A lot of people are going to run into this kind of cycle where most of the ads they're doing are actually very bottom of funnel oriented, and learning what actually gets cold traffic into your business was one of the big sort of pivotal moments for me. Because even when I was running this, like the older version of my product, I was running it mainly on like static images, and they would never last very long. I think my highest spending ad for that product maybe spent like about $1,000, maybe a little bit more than $1,000 in its entire lifetime. And now I've started to kind of test like how do people actually get the cold traffic engaged into their funnel, which I kind of found out how to do pretty well now. And now I have one ad that spent almost 50,000 euros actually at this point, so almost $60,000.
So here's a trap. Bottom of funnel ads talk about your product to people that already want your product, and that audience is tiny, so you exhaust it fast. Cold traffic doesn't care about your product yet. They care about their problem. So your ads have to educate first, call out the problem, agitate it, introduce the mechanism, and then present your product as a solution. When you learn how to convert cold traffic, your audience goes from thousands of people to millions of people, and this is what unlocks real scale. Lesson number 6, he multiplied winners by element, not by luck. Next lesson, when he found a winning ad, he didn't just duplicate it and pray. He extracted the winning element out of it. Listen to how he thinks about this, because this is exactly how you should think about this too.
You need to figure out what element of that ad is the winning element, and then you need to just like apply that element into more formats. So let's say you have like a static ad, which is maybe some kind of a bold headline on it. Try to figure out how you can take that winning element and apply it into a video, or like a VSL or a UGC video, or maybe even write an editorial based on that headline. This type of stuff. It's you now have an element that is winning. Take that element, apply it across pretty much any format that you can imagine.
A winning ad is a signal. Something inside of it resonated with the market. Maybe it's a headline, maybe it's a hook, maybe it's an angle itself. Your job is to isolate that element and multiply it across every format you can, like static ads, videos, UGC, and advertorials. Some people will buy straight from an image, while other people will need a video or a full advertorial before they can pull out their credit card. But it's the same winning message in more formats, and that's how you scale past $1,000 a day instead of hitting a ceiling. Lesson number 7, he scraped the voice of his customer at scale. And next lesson, this one is next level. Instead of guessing what his customers want to hear, Matt's built a system that reads their minds. He scraped 200,000 words of real customer conversations from Reddit and turned them into ad angles.
We internally finalized an angle scraping thing that we kind of built, which ended up being 200,000 words worth of Reddit post text inside of a Word document, which we've then consolidated down to like, I think 36 different angles, 100 hooks, and yeah, I think something like that.
Oh, wow.
Just based on stuff that people have written on Reddit. I'd say like at this point, if someone at any point in their life has written on Reddit something about dry eyes, I know about it. I think we found one of the biggest potential angles that we can at this moment.
Oh, nice.
Today
Nice.
from doing that scrape. It is a massive angle, potentially if we can pull it off. So yeah, I think I'd say we found some gold in there.
Your customers are literally writing your ads for you right now on Reddit, on Amazon reviews, and on their forums. And you don't need some fancy automation or some fancy tool to start. Go read 100 Reddit threads and 200 Amazon reviews in your niche, copy the exact phrases that real people use, and turn those phrases into hooks and angles. When your ad sounds like the customer's own thought, they stop scrolling. And here's a bonus. Everyone is asking ChatGPT for angles right now, so everybody is getting the same generic answers. Raw customer data is how you find the angles that nobody else is running yet. So let's recap the playbook. Commit fully before you feel ready, find the hours nobody thinks they have, only sell validated products, own the angle, not the product, educate cold traffic instead of only pitching warm buyers, multiply your winning elements across formats, and let your customers write your ads for you. Matt went from employee to stacking $10,000 days with a full-time job and 2 kids at home, so the honest question is, what's actually stopping you? And if you want my team to help you install this exact system in your store and getting $2,000 a day and beyond profitably, that's literally what we do here inside of Brand Builders Academy. Book a call with my team, the link is below this video, and we'll see if that's the right fit for you. And if this breakdown was useful, hit that like button so more people can find it, and I'll see you in the next video.